I mean, I know I look too into things sometimes, but come on.
Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so I'm not going to act like this is a fast majority, all right? It is not a fast majority whatsoever. But there have been a few people that I've seen on Twitter and on different social medias talking about Bryn Forbes' recent comments. And some people are asking, did Bryn Forbes blatantly disrespect the San Antonio Spurs? Did he diss them? Did he straight up Eminem, he's the GOAT by the way, 8 Mile, last scene of the movie, did he do that to the San Antonio Spurs? And I have to say, no. So here's the quote that some people have talked about, in which is by Brian Blackburn. Shout out to you. Bryn Forbes was very complimentary of the Nuggets second unit guys, particularly DeMarcus and JaMychal. Said it was nice to play with, and this is what got people, unselfish guys that want to hit people on screens, that it makes his job as a shooter so much easier. Now, if there was bad blood, and this has happened before, it's not like this is crazy or, you know, wild speculation. This has happened before. It's been players that go to a different team and they use that word purposefully unselfish. They do that all the time. But in the context of Bryn Forbes, there's no reason that I've seen why he would diss any of our players. So this whole notion that he could potentially be talking negatively towards the Spurs, it just isn't true. And here's just a few, you know, bits of evidence. So this is him right after he left San Antonio for the second time. He says, "Thank you, San Antonio, for the second time. Peace, love." He always loved the city. He's always loved Spurs. Now, this is what I want to point to in particular, is this report, in which this is when he signed right back with us, and he says, "This is like my second home," talking about San Antonio, of course. "It feels good to be back in the organization I started with and learned a lot from, and part of what helped me grow in so many ways, not just in basketball, but in life." That's a Popovich reference. Pop makes you grow in life. But anyways, I'm just excited to get back to it and get back to work with these guys and try to do some good stuff. Now, it's right here in your face. Now, I know, obviously, when you get traded, you might have some type of bitter thoughts, but I just have a feeling when it comes to Bryn Forbes and him taking that deal that he did with us, in which he could have went anywhere and probably made more money, especially right after coming off a championship. Look, he came with the San Antonio Spurs because he loved the organization, and I just have to believe that Brian Wright, R.C. Buford, the front office, talked to Bryn Forbes about this trade. I don't think he was blindsided by it whatsoever. Now, when I say he wasn't blindsided, I'm just assuming that he probably at least got 48-hour notice. Okay, that's actually pretty good in the NBA. But I'm just assuming that the San Antonio Spurs let him know, like, look, we're looking for a different home for you. And him going to the Nuggets is actually a really good deal for him. And the Spurs have a tendency to do that. While we always, you know, sometimes it's too much of a family, and that's a fine criticism, in which we're not ready to trade guys, we're not ready to send them off. But I will say the Spurs do this often, where they will send the players that they like to really good franchises. Regardless, if they can get something out of it, they will try to send you to a franchise. They're not going to send you to a trash franchise. I'm not gonna diss any teams right now. I'm not. You thought of some teams, though. When I said trash, you thought of some teams. Okay, so, and this is what I wanted to show, and this is the last thing I will show. So just so we can kind of just stop the rumors. So this is what Greg Popovich had to say after Bryn Forbes was gone. He said, "Bryn's been wonderful here for a long time. Done a very good job. Always been a great teammate. One of the more popular players. So a chance to go knock down some shots for the Nuggets. We wish him well." So obviously Pop loves Bryn. Bryn loves Pop. This is a fine, and I would say, I would even argue, mutual agreement for him to go with the Nuggets. Now, that's my speculation. I get it. And some people that are speculating on this might say, hey, this is speculation for me to even think that that could be a possibility. But I will say, like, I think it, I don't think you have to look too into this. He's literally just complimenting his guys. I mean, this is his team now. Like, he's just complimenting them, and he's just calling them unselfish. And who on the team would he even be talking about? Let's just say, like, devil's advocate. Let's say he was talking about the Spurs. Let's say he was saying that the Spurs were selfish. Who would he be talking about? What selfish guy do we have on the team right now? Who? I can't think of one player that's been selfish on or off the court. I haven't seen any finger pointing. I haven't seen a lot of ball hogging, which we got to talk about that in a different video. But, like, I haven't seen any of it. So this whole notion that he could potentially be talking about a guy on the team, I don't even know who he would be talking about. I mean, even guys that have something to prove, like Joshua Primo, he's passing up shots when he get the opportunity. So I think it's just kind of crazy to even fathom that he would diss the Spurs at this juncture. He really likes the Spurs. All right, he really likes the Spurs. So I don't think that that's a case whatsoever. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. As always, if you want to support the channel, it's only $2 a month. Patron and YouTube members. I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time, deuces.